Raise your hand if you've been here since my Mockingjay Part 1 review. My kind of people. So don't worry, I'm not going to talk any spoilers until after I give the rating. So Mockingjay Part 2 opened up a lot like Mockingjay Part 1 did. It's, it's really quiet and it's subtle and it's haunting. It's Katniss in District 13. And they play that little... And right here, I figured out why I like these movies as much as I do. And his name is James Newton Howard. The musical score for these movies is phenomenal. It creates this really dark, moody, serious tone really, really well, and you just don't get that from these other dumb young adult novels. I know, everybody's upset that it was split into 2 parts, and I don't mind this. This can be done well, and I will get into that really in depth when I review the extended edition of the Battle of the Five Armies. The point was that Mockingjay Part 1 was good build-up. It was like, alright everybody, get ready, here comes Part 2. Part 2 is gonna be awesome, and it was effective, and it served its purpose in that really well. So, when there's still more build-up in this movie is when I get really pissed. Because it's like, no. You had a whole movie of build-up. This better be all action. And it's not all action. But when the action scenes are happening, they are great. Katniss and the little team are like going through the Capitol and there's all these traps and they're like, I think they call them pods. And those are awesome. Those are really exciting scenes. And some of those are pushing the R rating because it's like, oh, that guy got cut in half. Nice. Like, that whole oil spill sequence is great. The part where the weird zombie guy's attacking the sewers, that's a very claustrophobic, tense scene. We finally see all these people being badass. Gale's like, headshot. I'm like, thank you. People who are not wasting ammo, being resourceful. And there's a great shot of Katniss just taking them down with her bow and arrow. I do like the military tactic stuff of this, like, okay, we're gonna bomb them here, and we're gonna leave this tunnel open for survivors. And there is this thing like, oh, nothing's unfair in war, like, idea that gets kind of thrown around. And I'm afraid it's gonna be, like, really, like, horribly exaggerated, like, beat you over the head with, like, oh, the enemy is people too, but it doesn't, thankfully. But yeah, every time Katniss gives a speech, I just don't care. And then after each of those, they stop and have 10 minutes of, Katniss, green is your favorite color. Real or not real? Real. I love you. Not real. Yeah, I get it. They split 1 book's worth of content into 2 movies and they need to fill that content. Fill it with action! Don't fill it with talking! Just add more traps! And this Josh Hutcherson kid, he sucks! Peeta is an awful character. You don't buy any of this romance. Alright, and everyone's always like, alright, the only reason people like Gale better is because he's more attractive. He's boring too! Hollywood, look at The Amazing Spider-Man. That is how you do a romance correctly. You know what? Jeremy Johns said this in his review, and I'm like, he's right. That's it. The only reason we like Katniss is because she's played by Jennifer Lawrence. Katniss in this movie is also kind of boring. He said it, and I'm saying it because it needs to be said. Alright, now don't worry. It sounds like I hated this movie. I didn't. I really like this movie, but these are the problems. I get it, she's all traumatized because of what she's been through, and that might be realistic, but that's not entertaining to watch. And the fact that the 3 of them are surrounded by far more interesting characters. Philip Seymour Hoffman as Plutarch, who I'm amazed still has scenes in this movie. I could have swore he died like 2 years ago, and I get it's like a Paul Walker CGI thing, but still, I'm happy to see that he's in this movie. Haymitch is more interesting. Effie Trinket is more interesting. Jeffrey Wright. Jeffrey Wright has like 2 lines in this movie. Completely wasted. He should have been in the movie way more. That guy's awesome. Even this random black guy who's Katniss's protector. And even Snow. President Snow, I think in the rest of the movies I was like, yeah, I don't really buy. He's even kind of a fraudulent villain. But in this movie, I feel he is a lot more threatening, he's a lot more menacing, and he's a lot more like, kind of like insane. There were a couple parts of the movie where you could call them predictable. Like, I knew it was going to happen like a couple seconds before it happened, but I didn't mind that. I was just giving myself credit for guessing correctly. I'm not going to say the movie's predictable. But I really like the premise of this series, and I like the world that they've built, and I think the resolution to this whole Hunger Games thing does pay off very nicely. The final confrontation with Snow and Katniss is pretty neat, and at the end there's like a lot of great still shots of the mansion, and there's all the snow, and it's just really pretty to look at. And it made me think of all the movies, and I'm like, you know what? I would do that all again. Those are good movies. This is, on the whole, a very good series. And if I haven't gotten this across, on the whole, I really, really like this movie. Like, there is a 9-worthy movie in here, but these scenes with Peeta just pull it down. But on the whole, The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2 is still excellent and is worth an 8.5. Okay, spoilers! It's like, the thing that frustrated me so much is, why the hell is Peeta even here? He's trying to kill Katniss. You are putting this mission in jeopardy by sending him along with them. I'm like, that was a terrible idea, but fine. And then he subsequently murders one of them, and then Finnick just like grabs him and holds him like, no, you should have pushed his ass in the oil. To hell with him, murdering bastard. And I was talking about the zombie part. Finnick's death, like, you know he's gonna die here, and like, I just hope like they do it cool. And he's like killing people with this trident thing. But then he loses that, and he just has a knife, and he comes out of the water a couple times, and he keeps killing them. I wanted that to go on even longer. Just have him come out of the water again, like all soaking wet, and just be like, oh, like Liam Neeson in The Grey, just be like, I wanted like a hearty battle cry, and if that scene to just go on for like 10 more minutes. And Finnick's marriage with Annie's like, you can see at their wedding, he's got this big smile on his face. He's like, frickin' his romance is better than Katniss's in this movie. Frickin' Haymitch and Effie Trinket's romance is better than Katniss's in this movie. People whine all day long about Tariel and Keely, and don't get me wrong, that's also a really bad romance. But like, and then nobody says crap about Peeta and Gale. Man, those guys suck. And when we find out that District 13 dropped the bombs that killed Primrose, I'm like, oh, this is Animal Farm. You don't know what Animal Farm is? Read a book. I'm like, this is awesome. This is a brilliant idea. Like, the people overthrowing the enemy are just becoming the enemy. But it became a tad bit heavy-handed when Coin suggests Hunger Games with their children. I even asked the people I was watching the movie, I was like, wait, did she mean like with the evil capital Nazi officials are gonna have their own Hunger Games? Because that I could see. That would be a good thing to propose. Be like, oh no, that's bad, Hunger Games still wrong. Or like, no, we gotta work, they're gonna execute them anyway. So that could be like, and I could see either argument. But then she's like, no, they're children. And I'm like, okay, really? No one's gonna buy that, come on. Great idea though. And then Jennifer Lawrence and Josh Hutcherson get into bed together. Gross. And have a weird Chinese baby. I think Peeta should be concerned. He's like, Katniss, I don't know whose baby that is, but it is not mine. And if you do remember from my Mockingjay Part 1 review, this is addressed pretty early in the books, if you don't know. But it's not a spoiler because this doesn't happen in the movie and all, and I feel it was kind of a waste. It was the letdown. Panem, in the books, is future United States of America. And if you're like, okay, yeah, whatever, then I can see that. But I thought that was cool. I thought that would have been like a really good twist to throw at everybody at the end. They could have opened up Mockingjay Part 2 with like a little flashback of the revolution and then like the civil rights movement and have Jennifer Lawrence narrating like, we have always been a people of rebellion. Or at the end when they make the country like, we should change the name. What to? I don't know. Maybe back what it was before. Which was what? United States of America. Oh! Anyway, that's it. That's the Hunger Games. It's another series I feel was predominantly good the whole time. There isn't any one movie anywhere in here that like completely sucked. Thank you for watching. I'm Wesley Tomsky. Goodbye. God bless.